recording is now on for Powerwash. Because now it's time to clean a ski centre. But yeah, glad we got all Samamex done. I do have plans for what the next Monday-Tuesday game is going to be, but depending on how Thursday-Friday goes, I may switch like the time slots, because usually it's like the chill game Monday-Tuesday, and then a slightly less chill game Thursday-Friday, but I might swap that around due to an upcoming release date, of which I'm going to continue being intentionally vague about. So now we're just gonna chat and chill, clean things. So now I can complain about my day. Oh, made for clean duty, formal or informal? You need to be a little more specific, so I can make sure I put on the right dress. So I'll just wait for the stream delay to catch up, and you can let me know. And then I can get back to complaining. Oh, and then we can get raided by Bean as well. Hello, the Bean. We finished the Sam and Max game, so we just started doing some power wash. How are you? Eva? Alright. Which one would annoy the most people? Formal. I'll put my headband back on. No booba for you. So, welcome to Powerwash Simulator. Hope Bean had a lovely stream. What were you playing today? Abby is flicking the bean. Like, as soon as I get raided, you're already flicking. You're gonna give a great first impression, aren't you? Well, well, it might be a first impression to someone. I don't know. All the viewers who are gonna be coming along, but still. Oh, Shecky. Anyway, I'm Iggy. If you are new. Reference towards she, her pronouns, but I'm not generally that fussed. I like playing a lot of relaxing stuff, and a lot of not so relaxing stuff. But usually in a relaxing manner. Usually. No, we have a good laugh here. We all chill. Going to have to raid and lurk. Alright, enjoy your lurk. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And now I can get back to complaining, like I was originally going to. Because I've been playing, I don't know, like a week, 2 weeks worth of Warframe recently. The free-to-play Space Ninja game, which somehow has pregnancy mini-games and other things going on with it. Finally caught up with all the main story quests. Still realised I've got like 3 or 4 other side quests to do, but at this point I'm not that fussed. Warframe did get very weird, yeah. But I think I'm burning out on it. I say burning out, I think I'm just losing my patience. Because while it was doing quests and stuff, things were always moving, you know, I was learning new lore, things were coming along nicely. But generally, each quest unlocks a new area, or new minigame, or new game mode. And each and every single bloody one of them, or sometimes multiple actually, each one of them has a grind related to it. For reputation and dailies. And I hate reputation grinds and daily grinds. I've been posting on Blue Sky about it, saying, oh, get back into Warframe. What are your suggestions? What are some things I should try? It's like, oh, you should get Temple and Uriel. Those are good frames. Because you're an Ember. Ember's not really the meta right now, or whatever the hell. It's still fun, though. But you should try and get these frames. I was like, alright. Set myself a little goal. Unlock Railjacks, do all the other missions, do the 1999 content, which is apparently what Temple is behind. And I was really into it because Temple is very, very clearly based on appearance by David Bowie. Well, and the quest isn't where you get them. No, no. You get them through the reputation grind that comes after the quest. So I was like, alright, I guess I'll give it a go. But it's like, okay, so you can get like, what was it, 22,000... Like 22,000 reputation a day or something around that number. It's like, alright, it's only like 1,500 or 5,000. It's not something easily reachable for level 1 into level 2. So alright, get that done. Increase to level 2 rep. And then level 2 to level 3 with your remaining cat is just not enough to hit level 3. You'll be just short. And that pissed me off. Because I can't get to level 3 until past midnight tonight. Or whenever the daily reset time is, I don't actually know. But that also includes, like, there's like a chat system where you can talk to the NPCs and gain affinity with them, depending on your responses. And that's like a couple minutes every day per character via this fake in-game chat messenger thing. So I've got to wait for that too. If I wanted to get Uriel, I had to venture down to the depths of hell or some equivalent, for reasons I don't really understand. Because I was just talking to the guy you fight at the bottom, because he's a freaking merchant in another area. Can you pay to skip the rep grind? I don't think you can. Actually, in a way, because the rewards from the rep grind are purchasable, but the reputation itself is not. So you'd have to buy every individual reward. So I could buy Temple and Uriel and save myself several weeks of grinding, but my reputation would still be low. How is this floor not clean? Oh no, it is clean. Okay, floor's done here. That's good. Is it though? Oh, it's good that you can pay to skip the game. If I'm paying to skip a game, why am I playing the game? If I'm not enjoying the core gameplay, why would I spend more on it? Is my way of thinking or approaching this topic. I don't think that's good. But yeah, with the help of some friends who did like 90% of the work because my gear is not as good as theirs, we beat the boss at the bottom of hell like 17 times in a row. Because that's how many times it took for me to get every 1 in 9 reward from him, including the blueprints for the Uriel Warframe and the cool gun he uses, which I forget the name of, but it pings when it runs out of bullets, so I'm immediately biased towards it. You know I love guns that go ping. I was like, alright, I've got all the blueprints, now I need to get the resources to make them. So what do I need for that? Oh, you now need to grind a second game mode, where all of these resources are completely unique to the game mode, and are not really used for anything else outside of purchasing and crafting things from the other game mode, because they're linked together. Yes, a Garand ping, yes. Is that 17 times in one day? Yeah, once you reach the boss at the bottom on floor 21, you can just replay from floor 21 and just fight the boss. So we fought the boss 21 times. And then I started figuring out how much resources I actually needed. I didn't have a frame of reference at this point, so I was like, oh, okay. I need 2,000 of this, I need 700 of that, whatever the hell. So we jump into the second game mode. I think it was like, we needed like 700 of one resource, 2,000 of another, and 4,000 of a third resource, with the highest one being the common drop. when we finished a round of the other game mode, which took about 15 minutes, like the game mode's on a 12-minute timer, but then you fight a boss. The boss took a couple minutes, I guess. And then you get your rewards. I was like, okay, cool. How much am I getting? I'm probably going to have to do this like 3 or 4 times, right? This is a pretty lengthy thing. I ended up with 50 of the rare resource, of which I needed 780. And I was like, oh. This is going to take 4 or 5 hours. No, thank you. And I just stopped playing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. It's clearly pushing people to, like, with major grinds to just buy the things outright. Like, what's going to last longer? Your patience or your wallet? Oh, we were knocking out that boss, like, immediately, because it turns out he's got, like, no defense towards certain things, which everyone else but me was bringing. So, he dropped before he could even do a single special move in his second phase. Like, that fight... Running to the fight took longer than the fight itself. So, yeah. We got all the parts, just not the resources. Is this... Oh, that's not... Now it's clean. Okay. Wonderful. You had to have a wiki constantly open. That is another issue I have with the game. Yeah. It's not very good at showing things to the player. It's especially not good at showing things to the player in one place. Just put that there for now. Clean this side first. There's a mastery system, right? If you're familiar with Warframe, you're going to be very familiar with this, but just for those who don't know. Every piece of gear you equip, be it the frame itself, which gives you your abilities like a character, or the weapons, have a level cap of 30, for the most part. There's a couple exceptions. When you level something to 30, you've maxed out its mastery, which increases your character mastery progress. So one of my goals to begin with was to get my mastery high enough, because some things are locked behind mastery requirements, and a higher mastery gives more bonuses. So you want to get it up. Get it up. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I'm wearing lace and surrounded by filth. Let's get wet. Thank you, Abby. To check on your mastery, you can go into your profile, right? So you press escape, you hit your little icon, profile icon, show profile, go to equipment, and there you go. After a fair few clicks, you can now see all your progress and masteries. But keeping track of this is a bit of a nightmare, because you also have to check what you have in your inventory to know what you've leveled that you currently have on you, so you don't accidentally craft something else at the foundry, which is the third menu, because you need to check the foundry for things that you've not crafted yet. And if you have a full blueprint for something, it will tell you when you hover over it if you've mastered it, but if you just have a part of a gun that you need to craft before getting the full blueprint, you won't know, because it doesn't tell you it's mastered on the parts, only the full thing. So you then need to basically make a spreadsheet for yourself of what parts you have and don't need, and what parts you don't have and need to make the things you haven't mastered yet. And basically, Warframe is like 80% menuing when you're trying to figure out this shit. Well, all these different weapons and frames all come from different sources too. Sometimes you can just get a blueprint from the market, and the market you can access from your ship, where all these other menus I've mentioned so far can also be located. Some of them are located through a trader, who refreshes his inventory every few hours, and you won't know what he's got until you go there. But you gotta like wiki a list of all the things he sells so you know what weapons to get from him. And there's also the reputation weapons from all the 20 plus syndicates, which are reputations that you have to max out from all the quests, which themselves take at least a couple weeks each, and then you can get all the weapons from those, and it just keeps going. And there's all the open worlds, which have their own unique merchants, which sell their own unique things, and you've got to check those too by traveling to these places manually, because the game is freaking allergic to having all the information in one bloody place. You can tell me to shut up now. I feel like I've gone on about my complaints about Warframe long enough. It's just, there's so much going on. And bear in mind, I've played this game since the beta. Like, I have Excalibur Prime, which is forever been exclusive to founders of the game. They've never made it available to other players. Except for one time where it was playable for like 10 minutes in a quest. Just to show, oh, look at this. Angry, confused, screaming. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're totally unfamiliar with Warframe, there's a chance that I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. And you may very well be quite confused. Some of you who may even love Warframe and just be thinking, oh wow, this Blizzard's got a skill issue. I love that game. What's wrong with them? In which case, valid. My dislike of a game does not mean you have to dislike it. Weirdo. If you like something, keep liking it. Jeez. You don't have to form an opinion based on what every streamer and content creator tells you. It took me a while to relearn how to play, coming back to it, because I drop it every so often, and then I come back for it for a week and go, oh wow, this story's pretty neat. Not really the best told, but it's got some cool lore implications and stuff. There's things going on here. Why is that Warframe pregnant? And then I finish the story quests and I reach the grinds and I'm like, oh, right, that's why I stopped playing. And then I stop playing again. Then a couple more updates will come out and this will repeat. Like, there are aspects of MMOs, I think I consider Warframe an MMO, right? Kinda. I think it's tagged as one. So I think that counts. But there's aspects of MMOs I like. I like cool story beats. I like cool music. A lot of them have. Final Fantasy XIV especially. But then you reach the end of actual story, and everything starts becoming really staggered out with daily limits and reputation grinds. And it's just, please keep playing the game. We need to slow you down because it takes a long time to make a game. So now you can only earn 300 reputation a day. And guess what? You need 30,000. I mean, exaggeration for effect, but you know what I mean. So please do the same 6 different daily quests every day for several months until the next patch adds new content. And you can get a new shiny gun, which will only get immediately invalidated on the next patch when the meta changes. Or in the case of vertical progression games like Final Fantasy or Warcraft, will get immediately replaced when the next expansion comes out. You worked so hard for this and it's gone. Great, now I have "Why is that Warframe pregnant?" quoted during Powerwash Simulator. Warframe has a lot of good ideas. It's just a shame that very few of those ideas interact with each other. It feels like they're always introducing new systems and mechanics, which only makes the game harder for people trying to get into the game. And then the new big thing comes out and forget about the old thing. Nah, screw that. We focus on the new thing now. Railjack. Duviri Paradox. Whatever the name of the area I was doing where you fight the devil at the end. I forget. Inferno? I don't know, it's kind of hell-like, but I don't think it's actually hell. I forget the name of the place. They've all got weird names. It's like, here's this new area where there's all kinds of new resources that you have to use, and all of your prior collected resources have no use here. Please collect more itchy and scratchy fun bugs to get this new weapon. No, nowhere else accepts them. was Holvania? That was Warframe 1999 in a fictional European city, which also has its own resources and grinds. And you can date one of the characters, I guess, if you want. When you get to know them through the instant messaging system accessible on your ship. You talk to them for like 3 sentences a day, and then they love you, I guess. Descendia! Yeah, that's the one. That's the one where you fight the devil, kinda, sort of. I mean, it's very hell-themed. I said I would stop talking about Warframe like 5 minutes ago, and all I've done is talk more about Warframe. But hey, half of you, this is white noise while you sleep or study or play Warframe on your other monitor. Or, you know, insert your current hyperfixation here on your second monitor. Eating pizza is also valid. This outside wall clean next. So what other games have you been playing that maybe I can talk about and not be extremely angry about? You're on 14, maxing your classes. Hope you're having fun running the same 20 dungeons over and over again. Well, it's more than 20, actually, isn't it? It's way more than 20 now. It's probably more than 20 during Realm Reborn. Ball X Pit. Not familiar with that. Played Tactics. I think you mentioned to me you were playing Tactics. You enjoyed it. Meow. Some chat will wonder why they had dreams of pregnant space ninjas. Oh, it's not my fault they added a freaking rhythm game to help a Warframe give birth. It's really weird. Oh, the gnome. Can I pick you up? Whee! Well, that's how I can get to the roof really easily. Oh, you can sit back there for now. Oh, that's not Chomsky. It's his long-lost cousin, Chusky. Or is it Kronchsky? It's one of them. Right, getting this barrier clear. And then we can figure out what part we're tackling next. Strotsky? No, it has to be a synonym for like fighting. Could be bitesky. It's chomp, you know, that's a bite action. Clean. Right. Ah, this is lovely as long as you don't turn around. Nomsky. Gnomesky. Right, that's clean, that's clean. Right, let's start on this section then. Or do we leave the building till last? Yeah, let's clean the whole floor section first. We played some Vital Shell, Vampire Survivors Libel with mechs in a PSX art style. Is it good? I actually got offered keys and stuff, or like offered the chance because it's like, oh, you fill the requirements to apply for this thing for streamers, so you can make content on this game. Because a lot of this stuff with streamers getting keys for stuff, a lot of it's automated these days. So it's like you go to the web page and it's like link your Twitch account, Steam. You're like, oh, if you have an average of X amount of followers, you can apply for a key for this game. and it was telling me about this one game I found. I posted about it on Blue Sky and the Discord, so you probably know about this already. But it was a Vampire Survivors-like. It caught my attention because it was like, oh, that's a cool pixel art thing right there. Let's have a look at this. Maybe this will be up my alley. And then the thumbnail blew up and it was AI. And I was like, oh. But not like in a hiding it kind of way. Like, they were proud of it. Because one of the marketing materials was like, world's first 100% vibe-coded playable game. And I'm like, ugh. Gross, what? This is allowed? Ugh. Why would you be proud of that? You didn't make this. It didn't look like they made any of it, really. Judging from the artwork, I think that might have been all AI as well. Oh, we're so proud we stole from tens of thousands of artists to fuel these fricking AI models to make a game for us. Okay, is it any good? No. It's playable. Apparently. I just hate the term vibe coding, just to begin with. It's kind of sinister in its obfuscation of the fact that you're not actually doing any fucking coding. You know, you're just doing it by vibes, man, it's chill. No, you're just telling a computer to do something, and it's not very good at it. And usually you need to pull in someone who actually knows what they're doing to fix the shit that the computer's trying to spit at you. Because all it is, at the end of the day, is a predictive text machine. Just maybe, you know, a bit more complex. But it only works because it's been fed all these other bits of text, or in this case code, programming for games and stuff. So it's like, it's got this data set of other people's work, because someone has to write it to begin with. It doesn't just appear out of thin air. The computer needs to know what it's basing it off. So you need to feed it tons of data and give it the context for what that data is. So it's like, this would be an example of code for such a thing, for collision, for example. And then it's fed like hundreds of different versions of like someone else's collision detection code. And then you tell it, oh, write me some collision detection. And then it'll just pull from all those sources. And it's like, okay, first it establishes all these different lines of code, establish a variable and a function at this point. So this follows this follows this. It's predictive text. It's like, this usually comes after this comes after this. And then it just spits all that out at you. And half the time it's wrong, because a computer can't have a concept of what is right or wrong. It only has the data it is fed. Yes, we are talking about it and how much it sucks. There's just so much misunderstanding about it still these days, where so many people will treat it like the magic cure-all thing that will just make everything work forever and achieve singularity. It's the future. Everyone's using it. It's like, it wouldn't exist without the work of all the people who made the data that went into it, usually without consent. The computer itself cannot make things by itself. It is literally only making amalgamates of other people's data. The same goes for generative art, generative text, generative music. It's all machine learning based on the data that's fed into it, to then pump out an average based on your query. It cannot make anything new. So, no new inventions or anything's gonna come out of it. Nothing new or creative's gonna come out of it. A lot of lawsuits will come out of it. Because there have been times where people have discovered their work has been stolen. Because, hang on, that's my watermark in the corner of that image that I didn't make. Because it's just been fed that artist's work, and their watermark was always the same and in like similar positions. The computer didn't know it was a watermark, they just thought it was just something it was, you know, copying along as part of the query. You've queried asking it for a piece of art by this artist, so it checked the database for that artist and it copied that artist's watermark along with their style. It's just a mass-scale theft machine, and that's all it can ever be. Like, there are some developers out there, Larian, that are like praising this crap, and then sort of backpedaling, but not really, when there's lots of backlash against it. Saying, "Oh no, we're only using it based on our own data. It's our own model." And I'm just, if you understand how it works, then you know that that's going to be useless. Hello, very loud opossum. We're complaining about generative AI today. How are you? Oh no, I wanted to finish the floor first. I'm getting carried away. Let's move you out of the way. The only way for these programs, essentially, because it's not AI. True AI doesn't exist. That's not a thing. It doesn't think for itself. It's just a program doing what it's told. And what it's been told is theft. But it needs tens of thousands, no, more than that, hundreds of thousands, millions. I think the biggest generators have been trained on billions of images. And they need that much data, otherwise the only thing they spit out is garbled nonsense. They need freaking terabytes of data. So if a company says, "Oh, we have our own model trained on only our own data," then they're either lying or it's just not going to work. Because there just won't be enough data to produce anything. And that's why we've got all these, like, huge data centers going up everywhere all the bloody time now. All the powered AI infrastructure. Despite the fact AI infrastructure has never made anyone any money. Yet CEOs keep seeing it as a shortcut to success. If it just takes off, you know, just keep doing it. Get rich quick. You know, just give in to the next tech scheme. Anything to avoid paying your fucking workers. It'll pay dividends eventually, because that's all they think. All they're thinking is more money. No company, or CEO especially, is your friend. They'll make statements about caring about the community, but they don't. It's PR. It always is. I've noticed I've never really seen an actual game developer extolling its praises. It's always been CEOs. Just completely out of touch CEOs who think they'll be able to save money because they can outsource to AI and fire half their staff and just coast, making even more profit. And it's this shit why the entire games industry needs to unionize. Protect from this shit. Because the amount of layoffs and just basically worker abuse over the past couple of years has been so intense, like hundreds of thousands of jobs have been lost. It's like, oh, you've made a bad game? Oh, your studio's getting canned. Goodbye, everyone. Despite the fact that it was us, the publisher, telling you to make this game. Because, oh, it'll sell. Oh, it didn't sell? But it was supposed to be an infinite money printer. You know, our live service battle royale that no one's ever done before. Those print money, right? Look at Fortnite. Just make a Fortnite. It's like, no, it's shit. Nobody wants more of this. No, make it anyway. We need more money. But it didn't make money. Then you're fired. Actually, occasionally, in the case of, was it Microsoft? Who was in charge of Tango Gameworks when they released Hi-Fi Rush? Was that Microsoft or was that EA or someone? Because Hi-Fi Rush was a fantastic game. Sold great. Was an absolute hit day one. And the studio still got canned. It was Microsoft. Yeah, fuck Microsoft. I thought it was. I just wanted to be sure. Like, make a bad game, get canned. Make a good game, get canned. Make an international bestseller, you... Oh, guess what? You're fired. There is negative job security in the games industry right now, and it is atrocious. Oh yeah, I'll never forgive them for that. Never. Absolute idiotic move. Well, like, all the big publishers are guilty of it at this point. EA and Activision. It's always about the money. Sometimes it's just because they're stupid, because, you know, you had the money. Why are you firing them? They could make you more money. Ah, but if we fire them, we don't have to pay their salary. Therefore, our profit margins for the quarter go up. Because there's less expenses. Yeah, then who's going to make the game on the next quarter? Do you only think about the short term, you absolute buffoon? CEO brain rot is real. That's filthy, but the thing it's connected to is absolutely fine. I'm more than halfway done now. I am very, very loudly anti-capitalist. I know that may come as a shocker to a lot of you. So conversations like this aren't that uncommon. Is Krafton the company that nuked KSP2? No, KSP2 was Take-Two. What did Krafton do? Krafton have gone like full into AI, but I can't remember what they actually do. The story behind Kerbal Space Program 2 is absurd, by the way. You know, the original developers for Kerbal Space Program had no idea that KSP2 was even being developed. They weren't contacted at all, or told in any shape or form. I think the lead designer or director or something, he only found out when the announcement trailer came out, when everyone else found out. It's like, oh, that's our game. They didn't ask us to make the sequel. No, they just Take-Two had the rights, they just passed it on to someone else. And then it ended up being an absolute pile of crap and getting abandoned. Nobody wanted to play it because it had less features at launch, because it also launched into early access, but with less features than KSP1 had during its early access launch. And much worse performance. And those features never came, because then that studio got shut down. Because of course it did. Ooh, each letter's a separate ping. And it got to the point where dedicated modders for KSP1 made all the KSP2 content and more available in KSP1. You can get new planets and new rockets and new UIs and new everything, and just plug it all into KSP1. All those promised features that never came out for 2, modders did it. Put it into 1. Oh, Subnautica, that's its own freaking kettle of fish at this point. That was Krafton, wasn't it? Yeah. Krafton promised the developers of Subnautica 2 hefty bonuses, you know, if the game reached certain targets. And it looked like the game was going to hit those targets, judging by, like, wishlist numbers and other analytics. Which made Krafton panic, because they didn't actually want to pay out this bonus. They didn't think they'd hit it. So then, allegedly, as far as the stories I know it goes so far, is that Krafton tried to sabotage the game. So they wouldn't hit their target, so they wouldn't have to pay the bonuses. And now there's a whole freaking legal fight over that, and I don't know the current status of it at the moment. There's accusations going left and right all over the place. When it's just Krafton didn't want to pay their bonuses. Is all it comes down to. And I think that was shortly followed by, like, press releases of Krafton saying, oh, we're going to become an AI-first company. Oh, so your developers don't sue you when you abuse them? Can I get on top of that pipe? Yes. Just do a little bit of tightrope walking. Lovely. That's clean. This whole pipe is clean now, right? Oh no, this side. Oh yeah, clean. Cable car wire clean. Okay, cool. Ski equipment clean. The cable car itself is clean. I think it is just the building now. And this overhang. Oh yeah, the people who had rights to Disco Elysium, they ended up, like, canning the entire team while keeping the rights to the game. Like, did you know royalties are actually really rare in the game industry for, like, developers and voice actors and, like, artists and pretty much everyone involved, which is another reason to unionize. Like, bonuses will get promised, but then you'll get fired before they have to pay those bonuses. Like, for the big publishers, it's not uncommon for the CEO to take home a vast majority of the income the company makes. More than many, well, probably all developers combined. And what do they even do with it? Buy a yacht? Buy a mansion? Buy a 7th sports car? While the developers toil away doing all the actual work. I just hate it. You see enough stories about this, it's enough to frickin' radicalize anyone against capitalism. Unless you end up as one of the brain rotted who thinks, no, I'm one of the special ones. I'll be getting rich too. No, you won't. You're just gonna get used. Used and thrown away. The rich don't give, they just take. This is too close. I want to be further away when I'm cleaning that. And cover it faster. There is no trickle down of, like, money from the rich to you. You just get used, you just get told it'll happen. You know, just keep believing, you know, it'll happen to you one day, you know. No, it's not. The only way it'll happen to you is if you're born into it. You need to be born into money to make money. To become a billionaire, you need to be basically a sociopath. Because there is no ethical way whatsoever to make that kind of money without hurting people. On quite a large scale, too. Now, you point out any billionaire and I'll just tell you without doubt they are a horrible person. And they may try to hide it behind altruistic acts occasionally, you know. Oh, so generous. I gave away 0.001% of my wealth to this children's charity. Please love me. If a billionaire had a heart, they would not be a billionaire. It's as simple as these two things cancel each other out. It's trickling down with pee and not money. Basically, yeah. All these people that idolize the rich, they're just being used or brainwashed so the rich can get even more money and more power, while others just simp for them, thinking, oh, maybe one day they'll notice me and then I'll be rich too. Now, if you have like a cool idea or like a business and a billionaire takes notice of it, you're just going to get absorbed. Absorbed and cast aside. You make a couple successful games. Hey look, EA's approaching you with a buyout offer. Oh look, EA just closed down your studio. Oh, there's a Simpsons situation for nearly everything these days. As you know, I'm pretty sure there is a Simpsons joke or scene for pretty much every situation. Yet people in power aren't media literate enough to realise that everyone hates them. And those that don't hate them are just freaking brainwashed. Get this window once I've got the bits surrounding it. I feel like it's pretty common at this, but whenever I start Powerwash Simulator, I go on an anti-capitalistic rant of some sort. Every time. I like a freaking audiobook of my anti-capitalist rants for you to fall asleep to. The sound of power washers in the background. There's plenty of joy to be found if you know where to look. It's just not in the direction of big corporations. It's in the direction of indie creators, the game developers, indie artists, indie entertainers. You know, the ones who are doing it out of passion, not for profit. That's where the joy is. It's not in Battlefield 7 or whatever we're up to now. It's not in Call of Duty 28. It's in silly little games by silly little people who just want to make something. Like that game where you play as a house, dating other houses as you bounce around the landscape for some reason. silly little things. That's where you find joy. That's where you'll find smiles and good stuff. Is it being made by people who want to make it? Ball X Pit, yeah. That's why I'm always saying you should support indie developers. Or just indie creators of any kind, which I know also includes me, but not me though. No, other people deserve it. I don't. I'm just cleaning shit and complaining. Hayseed Night, yeah. Support the iguana. I mean, there's people way more talented and deserving than me. But yeah, indie scenes is where it's at for like pretty much everything. Music, art, entertainment, games, which are art. Everyone is valid except me. Oh no, CEOs aren't valid. I wish to declare all CEOs invalid. A big red X will appear over their heads. It'll just go, and they just get deleted. Sorry, you're invalid. Your existence is revoked. And they just fade away like a bad CGI effect. Doesn't like when supported. Too bad we are actively here to lift her up and make her god-level entertainment. I don't think I'm ever reaching that. There are very few people on Twitch who hit like the thousands mark. I don't even hit the hundreds. I mean, it'd be cool if I did. But then again, I don't know, there's some cons to do with that. Because then chat would probably go so fast I'd never be able to keep up with it. And I like talking to you. I like being able to form meaningful connections. Rather than just, you know, looking at chat, it's going by at a whirlwind pace and having to pick out one. And it's like, oh, yes, Whirlwind Blowjob 69. Yes, I think you raise a very valid point there. I don't know why that was their username, but, you know, Twitch be Twitch sometimes. Get CEOs to knock over the corn dog pyramid. Yeah, that'd do it. Can we leave one CEO alone? No. No, I don't think there's room for exceptions. Also, the CEO is not the one responsible for creating whatever Game Changer is. Is that a show? Or is that a game? Well, you say episode, so I assume it's a show. The people filming it and acting in it and writing it, you know, the people in charge of the lighting, the sound mixing, the casting directors, what have you, they are the people making it. The CEO ain't fucking making it. You think he's down there operating the dolly camera? No fucking way. Think he's ever been on set? Probably not. Cheeky_blazer at Mackey's. Gosh, hecky. Without CEOs, it's not like things would stop being made. We may have less things being made, because things would be made more out of passion rather than obligation to fulfill contracts or make infinite money. But I would take less, more impactful things than an absolute dump truck full of shit that doesn't mean anything. I'm trying to avoid using the word slop because I feel like it's overused these days, but that is what it is. I mean, there will be a lot of writers and, you know, other creative folk working on projects like this that try to make it not slop. You know, because they're doing their job and they're usually passionate about it. But there's only so much you can do when you're forced to work on the same franchise for your whole life. Never allowed to branch out because you must make Call of Duty 28 next. And then after that, Call of Duty 30 or 31 or however many studios they've got working simultaneously to make Call of Duties these days, because there's like 3 or 4 different developers working on that at any time. So they can release one every year. It's not about making something good, it's about making enough of something. Making more money, more product. Please buy product and get excited for next product. All the while slipping in insidious things. Like all these aspects of FOMO. Battle passes, DLC, season passes. Loot boxes. Wait to play mechanics. Warframe. Loop back to Warframe. I fucking hate... You're like, oh yeah, you get a new gun. Oh yeah, you can make it in 12 real hours. Oh, cool. I guess I'll work on something else then. All the while it's dangling in front of you. Oh, you know, you could rush this, you know. You just give us, you know, 50 platinum. You know, spend your gemstones, your crystals, your premium currencies. You know, you can skip the wait. The wait that we designed to happen. The problem we invented to sell you the solution so we could be more profitable. Because that's all it is. It's a problem of their own creation to entice you to spend money. That's all these wait-to-play mechanics ever are. Energy bars in mobile games. It's like, oh no, you can only perform 10 actions a day unless you charge it up by watching ads or buying the premium currency. Hang on, let me get on top of this. Exactly, Chipper. El problema es el capitalismo. Every time. I probably butchered that. I don't speak Spanish. I think that's Spanish. Maybe it's Portuguese. I don't know. I'm stupid. I shouldn't say I'm stupid. I am not very familiar with languages would be a nicer way of saying it. Barely familiar with my own language. Right, those door frames all done? Oh, lower side wall. Oh no, that's just this. That's all that up there. Give me the ladder. Reset view. Give me the ladder. Let me up. The thing is, these frickin' loot boxes and DLCs for Call of Duty and Battlefield these days are frickin' AI now anyway. They're even more worthless. It's like, you're paying for a chance at something nobody made. Hooray. Well, is the amalgamation of works created by countless others who will not be compensated. Speak 2 languages. English, bad English. I know a couple of words in other languages, and that's about it. Definitely not enough to hold a conversation or form a sentence. I used to be able to say my hovercraft is full of eels in 4 different languages.
Someone just tipped £15. Supporting the anti-capitalist ranting Blackheart hash.
The ranting what? I don't think the text-to-speech can pronounce that heart. But thank you very much. Well, yeah, the people you need to support are the ones who, like, don't care for profit. You know. And also, oh no, because you can use that against me because I don't care about profit. I need to word this in a way that makes it so you can't turn it around on me. Words are hard. Because I don't care about making a ton of money. What would I even do with it? I'm happy here. I'm happy where I am. Talking to you lot. Ranting into the void. And just, you know... I mean, more than half of you are my bloody friends, to begin with, anyway. That's another reason I don't want my chat going a mile a second. I won't be able to form meaningful connections and make friends with new people. But it's like, it's why my monthly goal is so low. Because I don't think £300 a month is enough for anyone to really live on, is it? But because I'm on, like, disability and stuff, I get some support from that, too. Ooh, hey, I made it. So I don't ask beyond my means. I'm going to do what I love regardless. Because I love it. Oddly enough. Whereas all these CEOs and people chasing endless profits, like, line must go up. Why? Because the line must go up. I want a 3rd holiday home in Barbados. It's like, I don't want that. I don't want sports cars. I don't want a big house. I just want people to be happy. And apparently that's a fricking rare condition. CEOs completely lack any kind of fricking empathy. You got auto-modded? Hang on. How did that get auto-modded? Smart detection beta. What the fuck is that? Oh god, Twitch haven't implemented some AI shit, have they? What the fuck is smart detection? All you implied there was giving me money.
Money!
The Scenisback just tipped £25. Shut up and take my money, bimbo iguana.
Thank you very much. If I hit my monthly goals, which I've been lucky enough to have done, like the past fair few months, then I can pay my rent, I can pay my internet bill, pay my electric bill, I can buy food, and sometimes get an extra game or two, and purchase some hobby-related artwork, which is all above board. Hee hee ha ha. Right. It's dark here. Bloom on the walls a bit. The reflections on the wall make it a bit hard to see the dirt. And where's my dirt button? Oh, there it is. Yeah, as long as I can, like, afford to live and continue to do what I do, I don't need anything else. If I somehow ended up with much else, I mean, yeah, it would be nice to own my own home and not be beholden to frickin' landlords. That's kind of it. My biggest goal is owning my own home, which is something a lot of people my age will probably never get to do. Because, again, the rich love to hoard. And soon everyone will be freaking renting. Apart from well, actually, most people are renting these days, aren't they? There is probably a single-digit amount of people who watch my stream who actually own their own home. Because people are just too obsessed with money. To offer basic shelter to people. I mean, I'm a firm believer that shelter, a home, should be a basic human right and shouldn't be a for-profit business. I'd say the same to medicine. I'd say the same to water. I'd say the same to basic food. Luxury foods, yeah, do what you fucking want. But, like, people have a right to not starve to death. But, like, sure, tax Jaffa cakes, I don't give a shit. You don't need Jaffa cakes. That can be a little bonus for you. Internet, yeah, water, electricity, food, internet. We're at an age where pretty much everyone has access to the internet.
I just tipped £20.
Oh, thank you, Tachi.
Why give money to companies when you can give money to lizards? A CEO won't buy cheese with their money.
No, they probably won't. Oh, also hydrate. I saw that. Well, no, it can't be just rice. You can't have a diet on just rice. You're not getting all the vitamins you need. There needs to be some basic staples in there that are just available to people. Because you need your vitamins and your minerals and your whatnots. Your carbs and your proteins and your fats, etc. You know, you don't want to just live on rice and then just get scurvy. Don't feed rocks. I'm not intelligent enough to come up with a definitive list or plan for how this would work. But I have the idea that it should work. That things should work like that. Someone smarter can come up with the specifics. But you probably don't want to give everyone scurvy. I mean, it's been proven time and again when you give people, like, the basics they need to live, that it vastly supports the economy. People want to do stuff. Not everyone's just going to sit at home and just watch TV all day and think, oh, I'm just going to leech off the government all my life. There are a lot of people who want to do things. But those in power will do their best to convince you that's not the way. Because people in power will do anything to convince you of anything that will, or convince you to be against anything that would make them lose any shred of power. Right, we are nearly done on this level now. Missing parts of you. There we go. It's not like society would collapse if housing was free. and people had a lot less, you know, things that they were obligated to spend the vast majority of their income on. It would actually make things better for most people. It's only the rich that would lose out, so that's why it's not happening, because the rich are the ones in power. And it's going to stay that way until a frickin' revolution happens against the upper class. They will drive this planet into the frickin' dirt. No, the planet's made of dirt, isn't it? That's not really... You know what I mean. They will burn the planet down before they give up any power. I just don't think capitalism can work. It's another one of those... In theory, it could work. But then you get into the nature of human greed and lust for power. And then suddenly every rich person on the planet's a paedophile. Because that came out recently, didn't it? And no one's doing anything about it. Because everyone wants to coddle up to the rich, so they too can hope to be rich one day. So we can't upset the rich. Go there. Thank you. There we go. Lower front wall. I wouldn't even say even at that point. I'd replace that word with especially. Now, all the mega rich have their own private club where you're not invited. Where they do child trafficking. And other heinous garbage. What am I missing on? Oh, up there. Hang on. This will actually help now. These bits on the top of the wall. There we go. We're done! Oh, turn into complaining about Warframe, turn into complaining about capitalism for about an hour. Yeah, they just want to stay in power. They will tell us to reject the evidence of our eyes and ears. You know, just like that one famous story said. A limo? Oh god, I have to clean for a capitalist. It's Jeff Jefferson again. The extra long limo. It's an 18-wheeler limo? With a helicopter on it. Alright. Dirt Finder. What a glorious and colourful country we live in. I have just about finished my tour, and between you and me, I think I know who's getting that incredible undisclosed TOTY prize. Town of the Year. But I wasn't expecting such a reaction from the crowd. Everywhere I went, people showered me with such love, praise, and produce. Folks here are so proud of their local identities. My extra long limousine is like a tapestry of adoration. And it's not just any dirt on that thing, it's the people's dirt. It's almost a shame to wash it all off, but I'm wearing my white suit to a fundraising dinner for the recovery of those gems later. But yeah, I'm also completely sick of politicians, just in general. Because 99% of them are spineless wretches that only care about their image and their reputation with other rich people, powerful people. Which is why you always get these nothing statements and non-committal words from them, speeches that just mean nothing. Because they want to stay on good terms with all their rich friends. It doesn't matter what side they're on. They've had a taste of the nectar and they don't want to let go anymore. They're not one of the poors. Yeah, this thing already looks atrocious. Great big pink and orange limo. Oh, a lot of the times, yeah, distractions are a very common thing. It's like distraction and misdirection. Very popular tools of most politicians and people in power. Oh god, it's got leopard print on it. Christ. Bloody atrocious, this thing. This thing is awful. God. Is this like a hot tub? Oh my, it is a hot tub. It's not like one, it is one. Hot tub on the back, giant spoiler. Ugh. Fucking horrible. Cleaning is making it worse. Yeah, put the dirt back, jeez. Right, already halfway done though. Yeah, this thing wouldn't fit around any roads in this country. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, the misdirection stuff. People in power carefully control what becomes popular. Through misdirection, misinformation, you know, just straight up lying. Trying to get your attention on other things while ignoring the bigger picture. Probably why we still don't have as much clean energy as we probably should, because people make too much money off of coal, gas and oil. When medical research often gets, you know, massively reduced or ignored because it's much more lucrative to treat people than cure people. It always comes back to the money. There's even a little H on it. A single, like, mega rich billionaire could fund sciences and the medical industry to the point where we could stop, or at least like perform massive leaps in research for the betterment of humankind, but they don't. No, they just don't. They just choose not to. Instead, they'd rather just make that money pile bigger and obscure their funds through stocks and shit, so they don't have to pay taxes. Put it all in assets, or whatever the freaking popular method is these days to not pay any taxes. And threaten to leave the country if they're made to pay. It's like, you should pay like everyone fucking else. No, just leech off the poor again. Nothing more expensive than being poor. That comes through an old adage from, like, Terry Pratchett. I can't remember which book it was. Saying how it's more expensive to be poor. Because you can get a cheap pair of shoes or something. This is massively paraphrasing, I don't remember the books. Get a cheap pair of boots and you have to replace them every so often. But if you had the money, you could get yourself a nice pair and be good for years. Because the poor keep having to buy new things to replace their substandard quality of life items, while the rich just laugh at us. Vimes boots. Theory of economic unfairness. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right, what am I missing? Some dirt on the back of that wheel well. Some dirt on the step of the helicopter. Oh, the cat's in the helicopter. Did he kidnap my cat and put it in his helicopter, or is that just my cat is just chilling in there? Right. What are you pointing to? Bird? Yeah. It's still dirty. Dirty bird. Wood ornament clean. Oh, the wheel well. Okay. I may not be the best at articulating my thoughts very well. I'm definitely no speech giver or anything. But I know what I fucking believe in. Need to get on top of the helicopter again. Eh. Oh. Let's get that sorted. There we go, now we're done. Yeah, my charisma stat isn't very high. Neither's my intelligence. I think I got a bit of wisdom. I just don't have the intelligence or charisma to properly portray it. You know, or what's the word? To explain it? To something it? Once again, you've excelled yourself, Dirt Finder. Last stop, Sparkleton, which is other end of the country. Which is other end of the county. At the other end? Who organised this tour? A polite final warning, you have until the morning of the Town of the Year Awards ceremony to return Ulysses to me forever or face the consequences. I have highly lucrative marketing opportunities that will be forfeited by his absence. That cat wearing that hat. Simple as that. CCMJJ13. Articulate, there, that's a good word. Yeah. I don't have the wisdom or intelligence to properly articulate my wisdom. An entire shopping mall? Oh. The job we have for you is beyond exciting, but just to quickly forewarn yourself, don't forget your safety gear. The Quiddity Hollow shopping mall is located in Sparkleton's Forgotten Quarter, which all got closed down after it was completely engulfed by potentially dangerous volcanic ash during Rushless's brief hurrah. We think it's probably fine now, but better to be safe than sorry. We weren't planning to reopen yet, but after the mayor name-dropped our mall on Watcher as the ideal venue for his pre-awards gala, we realised that, once again, his brilliance knows no bounds, and we had to make it happen. Okay, what are we looking at here? Okay. It's smaller than I was expecting, but this is still going to be a lot of work, considering it is every surface of this interior. Right, firstly, I'm going to clean a patch of floor to keep the tools on, so I don't need to move them again until I need them. And that's a good start. Are the stores open? What? I clean off a closed sign and it turns to open? I don't think there are any. Any like closed signs to flip to open. I mean, there's plenty of shops. I get that sometimes. I'll say something and that 5 seconds later my brain will be like, hang on, I should clarify something. That probably doesn't need clarifying. Yeah, this level doesn't seem that bad. It's a lot of flat surfaces. I don't see many nooks and crannies and such. I will need to move that ladder to clean under it. But I can now put it here, out the way. And you, I can put here, out the way. Until I need to clean back there. Well, it's out the way for now. I can clean what it was on. Entrance floor is all part of the same shit. Oh yeah, if I just... Yeah, perfectly fine in there. Well, I've started a big one with the entrance floor, so now the entrance floor must be cleaned. Right, stops there. There we go. I mean, there's a couple little nooks here and there, but they're big. It's not like you're having to squeeze your fricking viewing angle all around to reach that 1 degree of dirt you missed under the mud flap of a truck or something. Definitely a lot less fiddly. One day we'll finish this game, you know. It makes for a good backup game when I finish something early. But once we do finish it, I'm going to need to find something else to be my emergency backup game. And I don't yet know what that could be. Because a lot of the games I pick out for the schedule are games I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get back to that. And that's most of the games on the schedule. If it's not, then it's probably not on the schedule. Rather than like, this is a game on the back burner, you know, if I need something to fill time and space. Not that I don't like the game. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be playing it, would I? You again. Right. Windows clean. Let's focus the ground level first. I can see through the window now. Or the door. Oh. How's life treating you, Illustriwash? Everyone's got a different nickname for me. Bet you've seen a real uptick in work since the mayor announced his master stroke, haven't you? You must be booked up for weeks with everyone on the glow up. Just fantastic. I mean, I am getting paid at least. Actually, am I full on decorative currency? I am. Is there any... No. Oh. Hang on. Let me just spend this because I'm capped. Not that I'm really ever going to use it. Ooh. That's in my colours. It's a bit more purple than green. Should be like green, then purple. Just buy everything I can. Pro? There. There we go. Lovely. Euro Truck Sim. Oh yeah, Euro Truck Sim, American Truck Sim. Those are good chatting games. Definitely agree there. Gotta be careful of any new simulators these days. Just because it's become the new frickin' formula for AI and asset flips. I see shit like the Supermarket Simulator and you look at the cover art and it's like, this could not be more obviously AI. And people will still play it. because they're being paid to, or they don't care, or they're just completely ignorant on the topic. Pays not to immediately judge, but given the current state of things, it's a bit hard to imagine people who are like on the cusp of seeing all this stuff, like streamers, who maintain basically any social media presence, that they'd be able to just be able to ignore it all for the sake of, you know, hee hee funny stream. Gotta have some standards. I mean, it is still possible that they missed it all. It's always possible. Like, there's someone new using the internet every single day. You can't always assume people will know what you know. Because that's how you just end up pushing people away who would otherwise agree with you. Oh, thanks for the follow. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a lovely day. I'll get the rest of that wall. Right, that's probably not going to count until... Oh, no, it does. Each surface counts there. I need to move... Reset to center. Move you back. Free aim. Go. I mean, it's just the thing, like, you expect certain things to be common knowledge, but there are new people in every kind of community every day. Like, people are being born, like, every couple seconds. People are having their, like, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, etc. birthday, who've never used or heard of these things. There's always going to be someone to educate on topics you might think everyone knows about. There's going to be some people out there who don't know Rowling's an absolute piece of human dog shit. There's some people who aren't nearly as online as us, thinking people we think are absolute trash are people to be looked up to still, because they just don't know. Like, a lot of us have quite an online presence on, like, Blue Sky or other social media, or, like, know a lot of people who are, and get our news from varied sources. There's some people who don't use a computer once in their day. Never mind are signed up for social media. Could be due to where they live. Could be due to them being a toddler, a child, elderly, too sick to use computers. You know, there's many multitudes of reasons why people might end up missing this kind of thing. So you can't judge. I try to do my best to educate people on certain things that I care and am passionate about, like the shittiness of Gen AI, or, you know, how some pretty famous people would rather see me dead just for existing, while they're trying to deflect their own horrible nature onto other people. And then once people know the deal, then it's up to them to decide what they do with that information. Based on the actions of words of others, that's when you judge them. It's like, oh, this thing is, or this person is responsible for this, this, and that. Oh, I'm still going to use it, though. Oh, alright. Fuck you, then. Yeah, that's when you tell them to fuck off. when they actually show their morals with the information in hand. When it's like, oh, did you know all of this about Potter and Rowling and etc.? Yeah, but I'm still gonna go to Universal Studios and go to Harry Potter Land or whatever the fuck because I want to have fun. It's like, okay, you clearly value your fun over the safety of minorities. Okay, I see the kind of person you are. The only one who matters is you, I see. Kindly take a long walk off a short pier, etc. And there are unfortunately people who, given the knowledge, will be like that. That's when you just need to show them that it won't be tolerated. Maybe one day they will, you know, come around and be like, oh shit, I guess I was a shit person. Or maybe they'll just double down and become even worse. Like billionaires, which I think are completely beyond reproach at this point. I don't think there's any salvaging those situations. They've shown what they're like. They're not changing. It's incredible how much difference one man has made, sweeping in and giving the whole country a proper shakedown. Are we talking about the mayor again? I haven't felt this much energy about the place, well, since ever. Or is the power washer canonically male? And you're, like, extolling my virtues for cleaning everything. Hopefully the former. I'd want the power washer to remain ambiguous. They're just a force of cleaning nature. Right, get this floor done. Well, actually a third done here. Making good progress. What time is it? Oh, it's just hit 9. Yeah, I was wondering why my tummy was rumbling so much. It's time for me to get dinner very shortly. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to finish this floor. I'm going to finish the entire floor. And then we'll have this to come back to in whenever I finish a game with enough time to spare that I want to do some power wash to fill the rest of the stream. I have a clearer starting point for future me. Yeah. Being nice to future me for once, rather than leaving something half clean. Yep, okay, all the floors are clean. All of this ground section is clean. Still all the upper section, the ceiling, the fountain, and the rest of the shop fronts. That's a good dent in that. And then I can use this to get on top here, but I don't think I'm really going to need this that much. Across the top. Probably clean from the other side so I've got a better angle, rather than aiming straight down. Got all my extenders as well for the ceiling. Alright, now we're good. We're good. Right, we're going to wrap up there then. Hope you've enjoyed Iggy yells at you for a couple hours about capitalism. With Powerwash Simulator in the background. Right, let's get the schedule up and everything. And social links in chat. If you want to keep up to date, or if you think, hey, this Iggy kind of sort of knows what they're talking about, if only they knew the right words to articulate their thoughts, feel free to follow. I will always be... I'm always me, always anti-fascist, anti-capitalist. Always enjoy some anti-capitalism from a cute lizard, god damn it. But anyway, tomorrow is the day off. Thursday, Friday, I'm starting Abe's Odyssey, which is a game my mum has been very much looking forward to watching me play. That and I think the original Resident Evils at some point. And then Greb builds more horrible drones in Mars First Logistics. Actually, I say horrible, I think they've been fine, really, for the most part, haven't they? They've worked. Greb could do with some better driving, but they've worked. Okay, so next Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to have a new game. And I'm expecting to finish Abe's Odyssey within 2 streams. I think it's like a 6-7 hour game. We'll see how I get on. Because I have 2 games I want to get to next week. So we'll see how that happens. Or how I get on with making that happen. Right, and anyway, social links, they're in chat. If you're on YouTube, they're in the description. You can find the Discord, Blue Sky tip page, wishlist page. We've made excellent progress toward our monthly support goal. Nearly halfway there on the 3rd of February. That's pretty nuts. If we do hit that, I'm pretty much safe for the month. And any extra will go toward more stuff for the stream, or supporting friends, or making a new goal to support a charity or something. You know, we'll think of something. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Mixing up my sayings again. Killing 2 stones with 1 bird yet again. Right, anyway. Like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Comment about your favourite cheese, etc. Other engagement bait. You know the drill. I'll see you next time.